You were given a problem to fix the code for the Pampered Pet application. You were given the pseudocode and a flowchart so that you can see how the application should be run. And you were given the application and told there were some logic errors and some syntax errors. So I'm going to start this application just so we can see what the syntax errors are first. And we'll knock these out one by one. So I don't want to run this first without fixing these. So I'll start on the first one by double clicking, and it says that I'm missing a semicolon, and I see there's no semicolon at the end of the line, so I'll just insert one. That fixed that one. I'll double click on the next one, and it takes me to this line, and if I read this, I see that I'm taking dog name equals or is empty. Okay, we've got an issue with the single equals here and the single equals here. A single equals assigns a value to a variable. A double equals compares it. So let's compare this, or we're using this to compare. So both of these, since we're using this to compare, we should have double equals on both of these, and that fixed that one. Now the next one is this checked. Okay, and that is a typo. We need to add an E to that checked. The next one is this total cost does not exist in the current context. That tells me that this variable name has not been declared. So I can look and I can see the total cost here, here, and here all have a capital C. This one has a lowercase c. So I can fix that typo, and that fixed that problem. The next one is that this message does not exist. So I'll scroll up to my variables, and I see I have a message 1, 2, and 3. Not just a plain message. There's a message 2. There's my message 3. So this is probably message 1. And that fixed that. And we do PU day. So it's telling me that both of these are not correct. So let's, I see this has capital U. Let's scroll up and see what that variable name is. Well, that has a capital U and a capital D. Okay, so let's go back down here. We'll fix that. Capital U, capital U. Okay, and that fixed both of those. The next one is telling me that this doesn't exist in the current context. Now we're going to assume that I've gone to the help for a message box show, and I've read that, and I realized that, oh, that doesn't belong there. So I'm going to delete that. And the last error message is that this text PU does not exist. And I know this is a text box because I've got .text here. I see that my other text boxes with my naming convention start with TXT and not TEXT. So I know that's a typo, so I'll just delete that E. Okay, and those are my syntax errors. Also, now I've got some logic errors in here. And I can run this and go through the logic errors one by one. That's going to take a lot of time. So let me just kind of scroll through here and see if I can pick them out for you. Okay, we've got our variables declared, and those are good. We've got a pickup time and our arrival time. Okay, so let's see about coming down here to line 67, where we validate our information. I say if the arrival time is empty and the pickup time is empty. Okay, so that's saying if both of those are empty, we say we have to enter a time for arrival or pickup. Well, they don't have to both be empty. If one of them is empty, we need to give them an error message. So this should be an OR instead of an AND. That's my first error message, my first logic error then. Okay, so let's fix that. And then I can come down here and I'm reading. This all seems to make sense. Don't see any problems here. Don't see problems here. Oh, I see a problem here. If the number of nights, the number of nights value is greater than 1, and the kennel, the selected index, is less than 1. So basically this is saying if I have more than 1 night selected, and I don't have any kennel size selected, then I must select the number of nights. Well, if I have 1 night or 2 nights, that's not a problem. The problem is if I don't have any nights selected here for my number of nights, then there's a problem. So I need to fix that. Say if the number of nights is less than 1, okay, if I don't have any nights selected, or I don't have a kennel size selected, then I must select something. Okay, so that fixed that. And let's keep going down. That looks okay. Overnight checked. Once I check this overnight stay, the number of nights should be enabled, kennel size should be enabled. The label, I've got the label for the nights enabled, the label for the kennel enabled, the list box enabled, but I don't have this enabled. So I need to fix that. So what I need to do is num up nights right there, enabled, equals true. Okay. And that's actually my the last logic error needs to be fixed on this program. The only other thing you can fix on this program, besides making it smooth runner, are the tabs, which are not quite correct. So let's do an arrival time of 8 o'clock. 6 a.m., 6 p.m. Put in an animal's name. We will give it a type. We'll say it's an adult. We'll select all of these. Let's have it stay over 2 nights. And we need a large kennel for this dog, and I will submit. And here's my total cost and my confirmation. Okay. And then if I clear everything, it should clear. Now there's 2 things that didn't clear, this Australian Shepherd and the kennel size large. I'm actually not going to worry about that. You could change that, fix that if you wanted to. But the main issues were the ones I just showed you. And that is the fix for this application.